Happy Wednesday to everyone. Welcome to yet another live broadcast of Jacob's Ladder. I'm Jacob Israel. Can you believe it? I'm here yet again. 3 live shows in a row. And I thought today, why not get out of this world? I thought today, why not? Let's take a little bit of a break from all the politics and all the shenanigans that's going down. Even though we know today, Twitter Spaces, we got Ron DeSanctimonious, as Trumpster likes to call him. The last name's DeSantis, just so you know. He's going to be announcing that he's going to be probably the president. He's going to run. But I don't want to talk about that. I don't even know why I brought it up. You know what I want to talk about? Let's take a look at this. I want to talk about... This is my interpretation, I should say. If you look at this thumbnail, this is what the thumbnail says, okay? The thumbnail says, or it's described as, Tom Hanks losing it over a Mandela effect, while a professor says aliens are 100% here. That's where you get the title from. That thumbnail right there. A thumbnail tells a story. Don't judge the fisherman by the bait. So Tom Hanks, he's in the news. How is this connected to the aliens and all that stuff? Well, we'll get there. It's kind of cool. He is making the rounds. He was just at Cannes. I guess if you're French. Cannes is like it's like a huge, stuffy kind of a to do. It's kind of, they make a big deal out of it. It's like a film festival. Everybody likes to go there, so if they get invited, they're very excited. They get to go down there on their jets and their yachts and their this and their that. They got to act all coof, as they say. Is that a word, coof? Tell me in the live chat. We got a lot of people here already. Wow, welcome everybody. I'm so happy you're here. So yeah, it looked like on the old red carpet that Tom Hanks lost it a little bit at his Asteroid City premiere on just some nice young guy who was trying to help out. And he seems to scold and yell at the man and just lose it. That's what some people are saying. That's what some people were saying. His wife's saying not so much. It's that he's, it's loud there. And he was just trying to, he's like, I can't hear you. That's how the story goes. Tom Hanks, he's an interesting one. He has lost it before. Everybody thinks he's the nicest guy on the planet. He himself admits in this, article that just came out that he's been a jerk on movie sets, but he sounds like the nicest jerk. I mean, I don't know the man. I don't know the man's heart. I know he has some weird, things that he shares online. He likes to share like lost items or something. I don't know. Everybody's got their thing. You'll have to be the judge. But Tom is he did yell at some people to back the F off. Now listen, I've said the F word in the past too. I'm no angel. I've said naughty words too. And I said it recently in a video when I was upset that I shared to Twitter. And I thought, hey, everybody got to learn that Jacob's not any better than anybody else. I don't like to swear a lot, but he screamed like a big tough guy, back the F off because I guess Rita Wilson, his wife, tripped or something. He's there's a whole thing that you can get into with Tom Hanks. You can go down many a rabbit hole, if you will. But when he was at Cannes, the news, as we like to, we hear that this news that's not real. People like to make stories up, edit photographs, edit things, take things out of context. Well, it was taken out of context, and a lot of people were making him look like he was some big jerk nose. I don't know if he's a jerk nose. Yeah, I don't know. You judge a person by the fruit, and I haven't seen enough of his fruit. I've just seen a lot of his movies. I'm definitely not the biggest Tom Hanks fan, but he is connected to one of the biggest Mandela effects going, and so there's a big connection there. Turns out, I guess, because it was loud, this was his wife shared this out on Instagram or something. I don't know. I don't have Instagram. I just have Twitter. Jacob Israel 71, if you want to follow me there. I share a lot there. She wrote, "This is called I Can't Hear You. People are screaming. What did you say? Where are we supposed to go now? But that doesn't sell stories. Nice try. We had a great time. Go see Asteroid City." Asteroid City. This is how I got started on this. It's not like I'm some huge Wes Anderson fan. He's a very talented director. He's very quirky. His films are very quirky. I'll explain some of his films in a moment. But this movie in particular, I've been very fascinated with because of the premise and how it ties in to aliens, because it's about aliens showing up. You're going to see a lot of those movies coming out. And some people are saying, many people actually, in fact, are saying that they are actually here now among us, running Twitter. Elon himself says that. He goes, "I'm not from this planet. I'm just trying to get my way back home." That's what he says. I don't know if it's true. Some people, they say things as a goof. Some people say things because it's true. And it's funny that nobody is going to say, "Hey, you know what? Maybe you've said this enough times. Maybe we get some of your blood." We find out what planet are you from. Planet Nibiru? Is that where you're from? Is that where you're from? Anyway, he was, he's getting a little older. He's 66 years old now. He's 66 years old, so I guess he's having a problem here, and I'm having a problem with a lot of things that's going to be 52. It's something, something to be in the public eye. It's something else to be a jerk and, get the pass all the time. So Asteroid City, let's, the reviews aren't coming in anything great. And I know that this is probably as boring to you as it is to me, but it's going to tie in to what I'm going to talk about very shortly. So just buckle up. Just take your medicine. Take your medicine. Take your daily dose of a live show. What's up with this? I've never done 3 live shows in a row. So you're welcome, Lee Gonzalez, saying thank you for everything. You're welcome. And Spitfire Red 68, she doesn't look as bad as Tom. That's because it's healthy living. And I think that maybe he hasn't had his, eternity bath or whatever they do for eternal youth or something. Maybe he's due for a new upgrade, a new clone. Of course, all these things, I'm just joking. I'm just joking about these things. So Wes Anderson's returning to, I don't know if you remember that movie Moonrise Kingdom, which this is actually him kind of returning to that fictional desert town where they're holding an annual Junior Stargazer Space Cadet convention on Asteroid Day, which is a local holiday that commemorates the day that a meteor struck the town in 3000 BC. It's interesting timing. It's an interesting date. He said, like the French Dispatch, Asteroid City uses the anthology format to tell 3 overlapping stories. He has these characters. They all have their own stories, and they all interweave throughout the film. HANKS stars as a grieving father who finds himself stranded in Asteroid City with his adult children due to the extraterrestrial occurrence that happens at the festival. So, yeah, the aliens are involved. Let's take a look at the old trailer here, because this is where it ties in. Let me make sure the sound is off. So, it starts off quirky. This is the way Wes Anderson is. You got to dig the style. It's different, right? Kind of gives you that old world vibe. Very strange. Each character is always unique, and that's kind of his thing. This is Wes Anderson. I don't know if tell me in the live chat if you even know who he is, because not many people do. But his films, if you are up, awake, and it's not close to bedtime, you might really enjoy him. You might really enjoy him. I'm not putting the guy down. The guy's very talented. So there's the meteor that, 3000 BC hit the Earth. And, of course, these are the cast of characters. This would be Hanks's family, I believe. the adults, and this Scarlett Johansson's in this film as well. And then, of course, as the film goes on and it gets stranger and stranger, the aliens show up, which is something that people are saying are already here, something that we should probably get familiar with. And yeah, this is the way it goes down. This, believe it or not, just so you know what you're looking at on screen, if you're new to the show, this is not what's happening on the streets of China with the new variant. This is a movie. That's how ridiculous it looks, okay? They're trying to make it look ridiculous, but everything's so ridiculous today. Quarantine zone, of course. And, you know, it's probably a film I'll catch, I don't know, when it comes out and it's free. Maybe you all can tell me if you like it. I probably didn't transition over, did I? I probably talked the whole time. And here, let me just show you what I was looking at. This is what I do. So this is why I don't do 3 live streams in a row, everybody. So let me show you the aliens showing up here, just so you see. Oh yeah, the aliens coming face to face. It says that we're doomed. That was it's the whole premise. Very spooky. How so many films today really are dealing with the extraterrestrials, what is found out there today. So here is the picture of, let's see if I can get it again. Where is it? Here, let's see if I can pull this up. All right, there you go. Spacecraft, right? Spooky. And of course, it's look, I'm bored. I'm bored already. Okay, I'm bored. Let's move on to the better part of the show. Rita Wilson cleared everything up. The movie, they're saying, is what it is. But Hanks is an interesting one, you know. He also wasn't the only one that was acting out. It turns out that his co-stars they were out of control. They were out of control. Look at them. Who do they think they are having fun at Cannes or Cannes? They're probably excited to be there. They're dancing around. He's spinning her around, and everybody says, oh, it was sufferable. It was insufferable. That means that it was so bad they couldn't endure it. That's how terrible it was. So bad. Oh, good grief. This is insufferable. What the hell are they doing? One Twitter user wrote underneath a video of the pair enjoying themselves. So there are 2 people that are in the movie as well. There you go. Now you feel like you've had a full day. You know a little bit about all this stuff. Let's take a look at some of the weird lost items, though, because this is something that actually I like NPR covered. Hanks is known for having a bunch of interesting, you know, he just likes to. It's a little depressing and a little freaky. There's one of them right there. Put her there. You know, that's Tom Hanks. He's there because he finds a glove. There's another glove. Single at night ain't right. Hanks. Weird thing to say. Single at night ain't right. I mean, it's, you know, but whatever. He's an actor. He's an artist. This is his art. This is his art form. A lonely soul in the middle of PCH. Yes, summer is done. Hanks. Very strange. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, if you've seen some of the things that I post on Twitter, it's probably stranger, but not like weird like this. In the spring, gloves. The fall, flip-flops. Bittersweet reminders of time passing. I mean, they all seem kind of dark. Like, this kind of sounds like, oh, death and destruction. This kind of sounds like, you know, a lost soul. This kind of sounds like you shouldn't be alone at night. But hey, I'm reading into things, and we don't want to read too much into stuff because that's where you get into trouble, and it's terrible. You shouldn't be, you know, you don't know what to believe, you don't know what to trust, you don't know who to, so you trust your heart and you trust your gut. I'm not a huge fan of his movies. I really never have been. But I am a fan of the Mandela effect, as you know, and I'm going to be in a movie. That's right. I mean, it's not like going to be any super spectacular movie. I didn't get paid. You know, they were very happy that I took part in it. A lot of other YouTubers that you know that deal with the Mandela effect are going to be in it too. It should be out, I think, next spring, maybe 2024. But of course, Hanks is known for that very famous quote, life is like a box of chocolates, although in the movie he says life was like a box of chocolates. There are a lot of effects. I first came to it when I was working the old mattress store, and I went to the dollar store next. I was still doing YouTube and everything else because I've been on here since 2008. I was building it to the day where I could, stop selling mattresses, I guess, and just focus on this, trying to encourage everybody to seek more, live for more, and be happy and look at the world through new eyes. Because I certainly did that day when I walked into the dollar store and I saw the Coca-Cola logo and it had like a little dot, instead of having a wavy line, like Coca-Cola, there used to be a dash in between. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can pull up a picture of this Cola logo. So just so you can just take a look at it. I didn't expect to do this, but there's a dash. There's never been a wavy line. So let me just show this to you. This will freak you out. If you've never seen the Mandela effect before, this will freak you out a little bit. It really, really will. All right, so here's the Coca-Cola logo. You ready? Picture it in your head, and then there it is, right? What's that dot doing there, right? What's that dot? Take a look at it again. Don't you remember a wavy line? Tell me in the live chat. We've got over 1,000 people here. Thank you so much for hitting that like. The more you that do that, the more people that watch. You see how quick I'm asking for the likes today so I don't annoy you? Still people are getting annoyed. Oh, there's my friend Sorensen. I felt so bad that I didn't remember your name. Thank you for the live chat. So that was basically the one. That was the one that did it for me. Freaked me out. Then I noticed the Yoo-hoo logo was like that. Then it was like the world just became very strange to me. Little jokes that I had like, what do incontinent people smell like? That means people that, kind of poop their pants. And the answer is depends. But it's not depends, it's depend now. A lot of them. Remember that my baloney has a first name? It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name. It's M-E-Y-E-R. It's not M-E-Y-E-R, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Every single movie, famous quote that you remember, we're going to need a bigger boat. He didn't say it. He said, you're going to need a bigger boat. If you build it, they will come. He didn't say it. Right? Now, what's weird about all this, and I have a playlist. Let me see if I can pull up my playlist for you. I do have a playlist of Mandela Effect videos. I really should have been a little better prepared for that, so I apologize. So if you want to go back and check it out, you just go to my channel here. Let me show you how to do this. So you can figure this out. By the way, if you're new, this is my channel. Yay! Thank you for coming. The truth will change you. When I started, I used to do one show a week because that's all I could do. I need to change this banner out. But if you go over here, you'll see it says home, then there's videos, shorts, lives. And if you go to playlists, I have a bunch of playlists. Okay? And there's the Mandela Effect playlist. And you'll see this is a topic I'm very familiar with. It's a topic that it's kind of near and dear to my heart. My videos, a couple of them have over 1 million views. Not like I made any money off of them because, you get hit with things. They say, oh, you can't do that because you used a little clip of something, even though it's fair use. But it is what it is, right? So this effect to me was a thing, like a real thing. I didn't, I really believe it to be true. You got to tell me if you don't. And one of the reasons is, of course, because of the quote from Apollo 13, where HANKS, there he is. He's in like so many Mandela effects, where he says, why is that? Huh? All right, is this a time travel thing? Is this a change to the simulation? He's like just one of the NPCs that does weird things. HANKS says in that movie, he says, Houston, we have a problem. But now, when I was doing these videos on the Mandela effect back then, it was like 2015, 2016 or so. This was one of the movies that I knew about. We all covered it. I realized after I released all of these videos that did very well, that it flip-flopped. It went back. Because when I was doing the movies, the big Mandela effect was, Houston, we've had a problem. That was what Hanks's line used to be. Okay, I'm going to pull this up so you don't think I'm making up stories, so you can see. Back in the day, I have a theory about this. Is all this stuff's going to come out in the film. BuzzFeed had a top, 20 movie misquotes or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. And the number one was, okay, here we go. Oh, this is interesting. Okay? Because at the time, you got to remember, Houston, we have a problem was a misquote. Didn't seem right to me, but I didn't really have experiential, evidential proof that I know that there's something weird going on in the world. Doesn't affect me spiritually, by the way, whether this is a simulation, whether this is time travel. None of this affects me. It just makes my life more rich and more exciting, as it should you as well. So back in the day, here you go. This is from, 2013. Around 2012 or so, when things popped off at the collider, things got a little weird. So I guess the image is no longer there, but you see their number one misquote. BuzzFeed used to be, it's reputable. Well, it's not reputable anymore. I think it's gone bye-bye. But back then it was like everybody knew who they were. So if you're doing a big article on, let me just make sure I'm transitioned over. If you're doing a big article on this, you probably want to get it right. So Apollo 13, and then you'll see the misquote is Houston, we have a problem. That's the misquote. The actual movie quote from 2013, explain this. This is what they call residual evidence, everyone, is Houston, we've had a problem. So back then, when I was doing these Mandela Effect videos, Tom Hanks actually did say this. I saw it. People talked about it. I have a video called Mandela Effect Smoking Gun that basically proves that something has changed. And here's what we call residual evidence, because right now, if you go on YouTube, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to get hit, and you just type in Houston, we have a problem, he says that now. So it's no longer a misquote. So what happened? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Somebody brought it up to Tom Hanks and he got upset at cons. That's what happened. That's a joke. That didn't happen. That's just what my thumbnail meant. But, it is what it is. So anyway, there's going to be a movie. It's coming out. I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it. And let's move on, because the Mandela effect is also something people think could have something to do with the old aliens. Believe it or not. Yeah. Do you think so? You got to tell me. Does anybody even believe in the Mandela effect here? I mean, do you know about it? Is this the first time that you're hearing about it? Because if you have not heard, I really go back and watch my really big video on it. I have the biggest list I compiled. I've also made it to a lot of other videos, clips of me, people making me look like I'm a crazy person. I mean, nobody knows anything today, right? I mean, if you got people going crazy over Tom Hanks scolding someone, but he never scolded anybody, it's, perception. Eye of the beholder and all. But some people think that, the old aliens may have had something to do with this effect, that they came down, they did something freaky, or that they're like, there's this movie, it's called Dark City. If you haven't seen Dark City, we have 1,111 people watching. I like that. Oh, and we're streaming for now 23 minutes. That's interesting, right? People get really excited about numbers and all that stuff with the whole gematria, the study of numbers. It's an interesting thing. But what's more interesting is that there's a Stanford professor. His name is Gary Nolan. When I see the name Gary Nolan, for whatever reason, I think of the snail from SpongeBob. I don't know why that is, but I do think of that snail. Remember, he made that sound, meow, meow. So Gary Nolan says, look, they're 100% living among us, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We've gotten so many signals from space, and we've gotten so many weird things that it's very obvious. It's very obvious, he says. Gary Nolan, professor of pathology at Stanford's medical school. So this is somebody that has no problem looking like a weirdo today. Like I don't look like a weirdo when I say that things have changed on our timeline. He's bold, Gary Nolan. And he says that, well, at this Salt Eye Connections conference in Manhattan, which was titled The Pentagon Extraterrestrial Intelligence and Crashed UFOs, the moderator asked Nolan if he believes extraterrestrial life has visited Earth. And he replied, I think you can go a step further. They haven't just visited. It's been here a long time. And it's still here now. You know, people talking about the wow signal, looking for extraterrestrials, the wow signal. Is that people see this type of stuff, this communication, they're seeing it on a regular basis now. The wow signal happened. I don't know if you know what a wow signal is. It's not like an emoji or something like a Batman signal. It's a fast radio burst. They call them FRBs. It's like you send out like a telegraph, like dot, 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 and it goes out there. And it's this, currency of information that's kind of tucked away and hidden away in a signal, which you can dissect. And you can, if you saw that movie with Jodie Foster, the one where she decodes the message, and it's inside the message, it's kind of like these are the blueprints to create a portal opening, time traveling machine that'll bring you to other worlds, which is what the whole point of the movie is. Some people think that that's what the whole point of CERN is. Open up other dimensions and stuff. Once again, that'll all be in that Mandela Effect film. When it gets closer, I'll tell you more about it. If it happens, we hope that it happens. So, he said 100%. And that's not just his opinion. The National Defense Authorization Act was passed last year. It was signed by President Biden in December. 30 pages of that is the establishment of UAPs. So they're saying it's real. I said years ago, I think it was 2018 or I said they're going to come out. It's going to be disclosure. Because the closer we get to that 2024 mark, I'm excited. I think the world's going to be a different place, but I think it's going to be a very interesting place. It's going to be wrought with challenges, but it's going to be like a new frontier. I don't know why I feel this way, but I'm excited. Don't put your faith too much in this system, people. It may let you down. So aliens, this is the thing. Alien messages are a thing. Do you know that at this moment right now, there is an alien message that's being sent to us? Oh, yeah. And do you know that they're not at all going to, find out if you can decode alien transmissions and then give this information to the government, and then your life will be over because, of course, they're going to say they need you for national security. This is supposed to be a scientific art experiment where the question is, can you decode an alien transmission from Mars? That sounds like a really cool show. Like how to eating the hot, spicy buffalo wings. Can you decode this alien message? I met somebody last night who I think could. At Ethan's basketball game. Following me on Twitter, you know what I mean? He was an interesting guy. Interesting how the mind works when it's, I don't even want to call him mentally challenged, but, it's different. And I had an amazing conversation with this man. And for whatever reason, he had a what do they call it? A red panda stuffed animal on him. It was his favorite animal, and he had a stuffed animal, a grown man, and it's like, and it was my wife and I thought that this was really sweet. There was a sweetness about him and a sadness about him. But I'm telling you, this guy could have probably decoded the message. He could have decoded the message. So let's just take a look over here, and so this experiment, it's of course you've heard of SETI, right? The Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute. Well, they need your help decoding potential alien signals. Now at 3 p.m. today, ET time, Who likes that ET time? 3 p.m. today, ET time. You will get your ET message. Can you decode the ET time and the ET message? Can you do it? The secret message is going to be sent from the Mars probe. They're going to transmit an encoded message to Earth to simulate receiving from extraterrestrials, extra intelligence. This is very interesting stuff to me, because who's going to decode that message? I wish that I could figure out how to do that. I wouldn't mind taking a stab at it. You tell me in a live chat, by the way. Everybody, you tell me if you wouldn't mind taking a stab at it, because I think if you go to this website, you may be able to find a link there. So basically, throughout history, humanity has searched for the meaning, okay? Now, the artist behind A Sign in Space project said in a statement, receiving a message from an extraterrestrial civilization would be profoundly transformational. I think they're already here too, by the way. I think that's why the world is so weird today. I think that probably all of the mask stuff that we see, and once again, by the way, this is just me having a little bit of fun. You know how everybody says all the politicians, they're wearing a mask, or it's because they're all aliens. I don't think they all are. Just Elon, because he says that he is. So yeah, it's, this is, I guess not concerning, but interesting. Like, why would they want a bunch of people to come together and try to figure this out? Probably because they need help. Probably. Let's open this up. Let's hope that it doesn't, so I guess this is where the signal is. I don't know if you're hearing this, if you can hear it or not. This is very interesting. Yeah, so I don't even know how to pause this. And right now I'm getting nervous. I don't want it to take over my computer because it looks very alien to me. I'm going to X out of that. Just make sure our broadcast is still going. Phew. That was a weird website, wasn't it? Wasn't that weird? I don't like when I don't have control of things. Because then they hit you. So, very interesting timing of all this stuff. Aliens all over the place. You tell me in the comments section what you think of all this. Talk to me about the Mandela effect. You know what I would really like to do is I'd like to get Moneybags on here. We talk. Evan, he's a nice guy. Because, we were covering the Mandela effect back when, nobody was covering it. Well, there were some people, but we were the first. Like the OGs of Mandela effects. The OG. And he's still like really gunning at it. Every time I talk to him, he's like, did you see the moon? Did you see this? Did you see that? And it's very cool. So maybe I can get him on here. I don't know if you know who he is. Check him out. Check out his channel. If you're interested in the Mandela effect, make sure you check out my playlist. Make sure you get yourself a copy of The Calling. It's available on Amazon. It's doing very well, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not, I'm still just getting by with everything. It would be great if it was like a, super, super spectacular bestseller. Maybe we can make that happen. I don't know. Maybe I can get that audiobook to all of you. If you want to get yourself some of the merch, everything's in the description of the video below. It helps the channel out. My patrons, of course, thank you. I love you all. Thank you for those who hit me up on PayPal. Thank you. If we can get to 200,000, hopefully by my birthday, it's June 11th. Hint, hint, hint. We got like 1,100 and something to go. Something like that to get there. I'd like to do something cool. Maybe take calls or something. I don't know. You're going to have to, in the comment section, let me know what you think would be cool. I've never done a big celebration show. I'll probably reach out to Adam. I know he did that when he first hit like 100,000. He's like so much bigger now. And maybe he'll give me some suggestions. And all of you can do the same. I love you all. Thank you for coming by. I hope that this was like a little breather. Just a little breather. little, sometimes it's nice to just have some comfort food. Little waffle and peanut butter and jelly for you with some almond milk. That's my comfort food. I love each and every one of you. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Please hit the like button. Please share. And please have the best day ever. And watch out for them alien Mandela effects. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.